All right, we're back. Graveyard Shift Movie Podcast, episode number 20. Hit number 20, Tyler. It's a big achievement for us. And to celebrate it, it's just me and you. uh, it was Maverick's pick this week. He's not here to review it with us. He did send me his score for it, so I'll read his score. But
R.I.P.
he picked, yeah,
R.I.P.
RIP, picked House of a Thousand Corpses from 2003, directed by none other than Rob Zombie. If you watched our Rob Zombie Halloween
What?
podcast, you'll know how we feel about him already.
Do you know what Rob Zombie's real name is? I'm looking it up.
Frank Denver.
Uh, no, you're nowhere
No,
close.
what is it?
Robert Barthel
Oh,
Cummings.
yeah. Well, that's not cool. It's a good thing he went with the other name. But anyway, I think me and you might have different opinions on this movie. Not very different opinions, but you know, I give this movie like a 4.
I'm gonna give this movie a 7. It would have gone higher if it didn't have Rob Zombie's wife in it.
Hey, at
But
least
let's
we
not.
can
I'm not
agree
gonna.
on something.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll wait for the spoiler
Yeah,
warning and all that. But
Maverick gives this movie a 5. There you go.
really,
Yeah. So that's what Maverick's score is. I didn't message Bags. Maybe I'll message him later. But you know. But anyway, so there you go. There's the scores. So we're gonna get into it. Spoiler warning for House of a Thousand Corpses. If you've never seen it, we're gonna talk about everything that happens in it. So don't get mad at us, or do. Either way, it's fine by me. But
I
anyway,
will lose some sleep if they get mad. No, I won't. I'll sleep
yeah,
like an angel regardless.
yeah. But
I mean, no, no.
yeah. So what do you still want to start off with? You want to start off with Rob Zombie's wife?
Um, First things first.
Okay.
I have no clue what time period this movie takes place
It takes place October 30th in 1977.
because, I don't know, Rainn Wilson and them and all that, and you're like, cool,
Uh huh.
but I don't know. It was really confusing with the time period.
Well, at the beginning of the movie, it pops up like the time card where it says the date, and then I was thinking it was gonna do it was gonna be a flashback, and then now it was gonna go to the present, but it never did. And I was like, oh, that whole movie just took place in the 70s for some reason, which I don't really know why that was decision was made, but hey. So yes, this
Yeah,
takes
I,
place in the
it
70s.
it was just very strange. It's a
Was
weird movie, and the whole beginning doesn't make sense and the whole ending doesn't make sense. It's almost like it was three movies in one.
Yeah.
And you could have there's an obvious ending to the movie,
Uh huh.
and then they added 30 minutes on top of it.
Yeah.
And they should have just left it at that very obvious ending.
Yeah.
But they decided not to, So
Well, what was the obvious ending you were talking about?
the obvious ending is when Otis shoots that cop straight in the head. And it's that
I
long drawn out scene, and he's like,
I
and
honestly, when that happened, I was like, oh man, this must be the end of the movie. Like, because then at that point you're like, well, the other people aren't getting away.
yeah, yeah.
So
They're still chained up and
yeah,
everything.
but
So,
nope.
and I still don't know who killed her dad.
I think it was Otis still.
He just shot him, and they never showed him. But
Ye-
then he ended up behind him and behind the cop.
yeah, he comes. I do like he comes out and he's like scratching his belly as he's walking up with the gun. But by the way, that chick's dad, in case he was the actor I was talking about, he played old Private Ryan, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, I thought you meant the cop from Vice Principals.
No, I was yeah, no. But yeah, that dude. Which then, if you notice, which I don't, I've watched that movie a bunch. The clothes he's wearing when he gets killed in that scene or like the exact same clothes he's wearing when he's in the cemetery in Saving Private Ryan. I was
Yeah,
like,
he brings his own stuff.
he just
Always.
brings it. Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, can I talk to the costume designer?" And they're like, "Ooh, about
Yeah.
that.
Rob
What you
Zombie.
wearing?"
Rob Zombie loves his like family footage flashbacks. He did it in Halloween 2. And then like right before that guy gets shot, he like knows he's about to die and he like sees his family like all together for Christmas pictures and stuff. Then he gets shot through the back and I was like, "Oh. Okay."
And then, like he runs up to a puddle and then stops, and then he
Yeah.
gets shot just so he could fall in the puddle. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Come on."
Which yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of forced comedy in this, and you don't need it.
Well, the first instance of it I liked. I thought it was pretty good when at the beginning when Dr. Spaulding is getting like
Captain.
Captain Spaulding, sorry. Captain Spaulding and Dr. Satan. That's the
Yeah.
but and he's getting robbed and the guy's like, "I'm gonna count to 3. 1, fuck your mother. 2, fuck
Yeah.
your sister." I was like, that's pretty good.
1, fuck your mama. 2, fuck your sister. What are we gonna do?
That was really good. And then, but I don't like it because they just made a third guy. Like you didn't even know that guy was real or there.
Yeah.
And then he just runs in with a fake head and an axe, and you're like,
does.
"Who the fuck is this guy?" And then,
Yeah.
like, the beginning's great. Captain.
The
Spaulding.
beginning, yeah, Spaulding, like, he's like on the cover of the movie, he's everything. Lived up to the hype. I was like, man, this guy's killing it. And then you don't see him again that much throughout the rest of the movie, and I was kind of sad. But
Well, he's there for the cop scene, which is pretty good.
cop scene's pretty good.
It's like, whoever's ringing that bell, I'm gonna rip your fucking head. Oh, hey, officer.
I like his T-shirt that he's wearing too, where it's like "Pigs is good people." It's like it's like a pig wearing a cop hat and stuff. But yeah,
So let's talk about the freaks for a second,
the freaks. Okay,
and we'll leave the worst one for last.
okay. Oh, I know who that one
Yeah, yeah.
is.
So you have RJ,
RJ.
which I don't remember his name, but they call him RJ.
Okay, is RJ the
Rufus?
one? I don't know.
He's the tow truck driver.
Okay, he's the one that looks surprisingly normal compared to everyone else in that family, right?
Well, if they show him on screen by himself, he's surprisingly normal.
Uh huh.
But then there's a scene later in the second ending of the movie where he's walking and he has them all in chains.
Uh huh.
And that dude has to be 7 feet tall.
He's
like
tall,
380 pounds. Like, he is a behemoth. I don't know who plays him.
Yeah.
I should be looking
Well,
that
also
up right
he's
now.
doing like donuts in the cop car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that dude's fucking huge. And then you have this guy named Tiny, who is like one of
Tiny.
those guys with the genetic mutation, whatever,
Yeah.
where he can't stop growing.
Fun fact: he had the world record. He might still have it, but world's tallest actor. There you go, 7'7". There you go. I think he died
But,
a couple years ago. All right.
The other guy, RJ or whatever,
Uh huh.
has to be like 6'10",
Yeah.
6'8". I'm looking him up right now.
Go ahead.
See who this guy is.
Okay.
But Rufus Firefly is his name.
Hmm.
Junior.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Rufus.
RJ and Junior.
So you got Rufus, you got Tiny, you got Otis, who's, I would say, the head of the family. Which I think he might be the oldest brother in the family.
I know a little bit of stuff that I
Yeah.
shouldn't know, but
Played
But
by
yeah.
played by Mr. Bill Moseley, who's a horror. I'm trying to think of the word. He's a horror regular. He's in a whole bunch of stuff. In Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, playing Chop Top that eventually we'll cover. And Chop Top's great.
I thought he was played by like an older, more rugged guy.
No, you look up like regular Bill Moseley and he's like a nice looking dude.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, what's up?" You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. So, which I think in later movies he grows like a big bushy beard. I think this is the only movie where which he had them sideburns that were crazy looking in this. But I think
So-
later on he has like a beard.
You watched Weeds, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember an Eskimo bounty hunter in
Uh,
Wii named Ambumchuck? Ambumchuck?
I think I do actually. Yeah, is that guy?
That's the same guy who was
Oh
RJ.
shit!
6'10".
There you go.
So I remember seeing this guy and being like, "This dude is humongous."
Uh huh.
So, but yeah,
Yeah. But so then you have the one that I don't even. There's the uncle who I don't even know what his name is. He didn't really have that big of a part in this movie.
I know they told it. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Fuck. How do I not know this?
I don't know.
Because they say it when he goes up on stage.
Yeah. God damn. That stage scene was something else. Where he just gets up there and he's like, "Rah!" He just keeps talking about like eating mom's pussy and stuff, and it's like, what?
He's not Grandpa Hugo, is he?
No, that's the grandpa.
Which one's the
Or-
grandpa?
Well, the grandpa is the one that Tiny brings downstairs. Is that the grandpa?
I don't know, because there's one that he grabs him by the suspenders and like bounces him on the bed.
I don't know.
I
don't know. Maybe that is the grandpa. Maybe. Well, no, because
'Cause I
then
don't-
he can stand on stage and he's like doing a dance or something. So why would Tiny have to carry him down the stairs?
But I don't remember anyone else in the movie,
I don't know.
right? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, then there's Mama Firefly, who I thought was Stifler's mom for a second, but it's not Stifler's mom. It's just some other actress that kind of resembles her, I think. Which, she was probably my least favorite out of the bunch. I didn't like that Mama
he was
Firefly
so
very much.
horrible.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I was just like, well, okay, sure.
He was Hugo, the grandpa.
Okay.
You remember back like later on when the guy's throwing knives at Chris Hardwick's body?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he grabs his but he's like, "You don't try me, Hugo."
Yeah.
So,
And then there's Baby Firefly, played by Sherry Moon Zombie, which at the time when this movie was being filmed, this was filmed in the year 2000, didn't come out till 2003. But they had just started dating, so they weren't married at the time. But this is her first feature film, this Baby Firefly. And oh boy, if you ever wanted to watch a movie with an hour and 45 minutes of Sherry Moon Zombie just going,
Shoo shoo, said the maiden.
this is the movie for you. Because that's what she does for the entire movie.
I'm not gonna lie, she looked amazing in this movie, right? Like,
Yeah.
super attractive. She's wearing like these weird sweatpants that just shows off her ass, like they literally fall off her,
Yeah.
and you're like, ooh. Like,
Well, later on, she just has those jeans that they've just cut out the ass.
yeah, they're like,
Yeah. And God, that was a weird scene too. It was like a porn shop or something. And that chubby dude was like, "Thanks for coming."
That's the stupidest part of it. They wanted to
That's
talk
pretty bad.
in like old school like jive talk or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, "Hey, let's put a scene where they go to a liquor store, and we're going to call it the Red Hot Pussy Liquors."
Yep.
Just so we can use a joke and say, "Thanks for coming to Red Hot Pussy Liquors."
Yep.
And they're like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
And the whole conversation, it has nothing to do with the movie.
You all drive safe. Thanks for coming in to Red Hot Pussy Liquor.
The guy's name's Goober for some reason.
Yeah, Goober. But his real name's like G. Ober. But then the dude, yeah, it's a whole thing.
So like that's my least favorite part of the movie. They could have cut out that 5 minutes, and it was like there's no reason for it.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is a lot of booze. We like to party."
Well, if you want to talk about things in the movie, that have no business being there, what about the random flash scene to that black dude just being like, "I'm Sal Leroy Jenkins." That's not his name, but but he's like, I know where I am. I'm in hell. I'm in hell. You're in hell. And he's got like a shotgun, and then that never comes back. That was just like
They say something right before that, and it's like if you want to see hell, I can tell you how to get there. I
something.
think Captain Spaulding says it or something
Maybe.
when they're about to go to the Deadwood or whatever.
Yeah.
My name is Louis Gora, and I know this man, but I know the truth. You don't have to go to hell. You're in hell. This is hell.
But yeah, that's supposed to be just like that's how the 70s movies were back then.
Yeah.
Like you get a little snippet or whatever. The movie was good. There was just some stuff put in there that obviously Rob Zombie started sleeping with Homegirl. I don't know if they were dating before or after, but like she had way too much to do in the movie. And like she didn't really do much of anything. Right? Like
She
she
laughed a
runs down
lot.
a girl and stabs her later.
Does God when she's sitting on top of that girl and she stabs her, and it's just like a minute of her laughing at this.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, okay, Rob Zombie wanted the character, I'm assuming, to just be laughing and annoying the whole time. And if that was the
think he
goal.
wanted,
Mission
like a
ex-
female Joker, right?
I think they're. Well, because they started off the movie. Well, they didn't start off, but they had that whole conversation where Chris Hardwick and them were talking about how hot the Manson women were.
Yeah.
And this had very much of a Manson family, Texas Chainsaw family vibe going on. So maybe she was supposed to be like Squeaky or whatever, because they specifically mentioned Squeaky by name. I don't know if
But
Squeaky
anyway.
was known to cackle all the time, but
So the movie, so it goes, and the bad guys win. It's that kind of movie.
yep.
And they should introduce you to this crazy family, and the crazy family is killing everyone, making, what do you call it, carnival freaks out of them?
Yeah. Yeah, because they turned Rainn Wilson into a
sideshow.
fish boy.
Yeah, and he's like in a very seductive pose. I was like, what?
Well, it's pretty sexy. I got hard on.
Well, I'm floundering over here. I'm floundering.
Yeah. So they're making carnival people.
And they only did that to one person. So why they killed all of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't talk about rape, but it's heavily implied
Yeah.
that like these dudes are just doing whatever they want with these ladies.
Yeah.
Especially Tiny, which is a little extra creepy. Because she was like,
Yeah.
Tiny always gets her girl in the end. And it was like, what?
Yeah.
So, and there's a weird scene with Tiny eating out of a dog bowl.
That scene was so gross. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's unsettling, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to describe. Like, there's gore that makes you, like, turn your head or whatever.
Yeah.
But just seeing someone eat
Just
out of a dog
for-
bowl.
Yeah, just for preference, because the clip will be playing here. Tiny wears like a mankind mask because Papa Firefly, who then later goes on to be called the Professor, and he pops back up later in the movie, but set fire to the house, and specifically like Tiny. It looks like he pours the gas on Tiny. They say to like cleanse the house of demons or bad shit or whatever. And so Tiny gets all burned up, so he wears this thing on his face to cover up his burns. So it's just
Hold
a
on.
scene. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead and finish your scene.
Oh, so it's just a scene of him sitting there with this girl that's all tied up, and he's just got this
Dressed like a doll or a
dressed
child.
like Alice in Wonderland or something.
Yeah.
And he's just sit there munching on this dog food. He offers her a bite, she declines, which I thought was kind of rude.
It's cereal because it's Agatha Christie's, but they're called Agatha Crispies.
Oh,
But then when he eats it, it looks like it's dog food, but it's a cereal based off of Agatha Christie's mysteries. Now you said the dad comes back as the professor.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the guy that chases that girl around in the tunnel with the axe.
That's the professor?
That's yeah. For some reason, he's called the Professor. I'm not really sure why.
I had no clue that's
But
who that was.
nickname, yeah, apparently he's the Professor. But that's Papa Firefly. That's why his
Who-
face is all burned up and it looks like a butthole, kind of.
Doing some research.
Uh-huh.
Captain Spaulding
Yeah.
is Baby's father.
Oh, shout out. That was probably a spoiler. We probably don't learn that till like Devil's Rejects.
I don't know. It just said it in the thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, maybe. I mean, I kind of started watching Devil's Rejects, and then I stopped because I was
Oh.
like, maybe I should wait.
Yeah.
But I'll probably watch it. That's how much this movie was like intriguing. Is that it's like I gotta see how this ended up being 3 movies.
Uh-huh.
Spoiler warning: it is not 3 movies.
No.
31 is not connected to these at all.
31.
Yeah, Rob Zombie's new movie or whatever.
Well, yeah, but they have 3 from Hell. That's the
I don't think that's-
Firefly.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't.
totally. It's totally, all the characters are in it.
Can
Like,
I
it
ruin?
takes
can I
place right
ruin
after
Devil's
Devil's
Rejects
Rejects.
for you?
Okay.
At the end of Devil's Rejects, they all die.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing. They don't. Because then they're in 3 from Hell. They're like, we barely survived.
No, it like. Anyways, we're gonna watch Devil's Reject as overtime,
Oh yeah.
if that's all right. I mean, if you have time,
Overtime.
it's overtime because apparently in the Devil's Rejects,
Okay.
and I haven't seen it, guys. So this
Yeah.
is all just like speculation.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all hadn't noticed, the stream is brought to you by Deer Park Water.
Deer Park.
Delicious Deer Park
Go
water.
get your park and deers.
Go kill a deer and drink its water. Is that the sound of a deer? Or are you going, meow? Anyway. They find people crazier than the fireflies to hunt the fireflies.
Yep. Do you want to know who those people are? Because I know who they are.
Who are they?
It is none other than Danny Trejo. Back again.
Machete.
Yep. And then the second guy is Diamond Dallas Page.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So look forward to that.
I might have. I'm rethinking my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe we don't do this over.
Wow. But anyway, back to House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah. So, anyways, they get to this weird part to where.
I know, like, I agree with you that they should have ended the movie after they killed that cop. But I will say I dug the like underground, just weird, like Dr. Satan's down there hanging out. She's getting chased around by the professor.
That alone would have been a great movie.
Yeah, that was like a completely different movie than everything we'd seen so far.
What they do is they take these 2 people and they lower them in this casket.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I thought they were going to meet Dr. Satan. This is weird. I want
Yeah.
my money back. And then these weird zombies pop up.
Yep.
And it adds like this mystical sci-fi magic shit to
Yeah.
it.
Otis is dressed up as Papa Emeritus from Ghost.
Yeah. I wonder who did that first.
Well, they totally did it first. Ghost didn't come around
Ghost
until
did?
like 2010.
Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then they like summon these people and they do all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And you see Dr. Satan, and he's like this weird mix of man and machine, and
He looked like it kind of looked like they stole. Ooh, I don't know if I can say this. All right, spoiler warning for The Last Jedi or whatever that Star Wars movie was called. The last one in that trilogy of Star Wars movies that just happened. But anyway, he looked like Emperor Palpatine, where he's like connected to the things that like sort of help him move around and stuff. And I was like, Star Wars ripped off House of a Thousand Corpses.
it was very weird. But I was into it.
Mm-hmm.
I was all for it. I was like, finally, something cool, you know?
Yep.
Because don't get me wrong, Otis is not cool at all. He doesn't kill anybody in a cool way. He's not a badass. He doesn't do anything amazing. He's just a piece of shit who kills people and like murders women.
Yep.
Like you don't. There's not a character in this that you get behind, right? And you're like, yeah,
No.
because you know even when
Which-
Jason's killing teenagers and stuff, you're like, get him, Jason.
Yeah. Which, once again, going into Devil's Rejects and stuff, I've heard that that's a complaint from people watching that movie is later on they try to make you root for the Firefly
Probably
family.
baby, because you know.
Maybe, but to be fair, Captain Spaulding, I was like, yeah. every time he was on screen. But
Well, to this point, you don't even know he's a bad guy.
yeah, you just know he killed like some robbers in his store.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker got blood on my favorite clown shoes.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's the best is when he's wearing the clown like outfit,
Yeah.
but he's wearing like shorts and like a t-shirt.
That's pretty good. Yeah. That and
So-
the infomercial at the beginning of the movie where he's like, "Come on down and get some of my chicken." Bok 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 bok. He's like eating the
Yeah.
chicken. I was like, "What's going on?"
It just tastes so damn good.
Yeah.
And Captain Spaulding is probably the only, but like, I don't know. And then Lady just escapes. She like kills that guy, or he kills himself. I don't know how you want to look at it.
Well, yeah, because he goes to swipe the axe at her and like knocks out the support beams, and so the whole thing collapses on her. And so I was like, "Oh, he's dead." But then, spoiler, she gets out. Captain Spaulding's driving down the road, and she like gets in, and Captain Spaulding's like, "Oh, just rest. I'll take you to the doctor." And then it does a crazy like crash zoom in on Bill Moseley Otis sitting up in the back seat.
Yeah, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah,
kinda
it was
jumps.
like, oh my god. And then he like it does like a frame by frame knife stab, and then the last scene of the movie is her in Dr. Satan's chair, but the professor is standing there too. So I was like, did he not die? I was like, is this like a death dream she's having? Like, what is this?
I think they're immortal because Dr. Satan was 60 years ago, and you can tell by looking at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they hung him.
They did hang him, yeah.
So, and he was fine.
Which, going forward, I know that Dr. Satan was supposed to be a bigger part of the story, but whenever we watch Devil's Rejects, it's more of a grounded horror movie, and Rob Zombie thought that he would look out of place in that movie, so no more Dr. Satan after this movie.
To be fair,
Uh-huh.
like he had no place in this movie.
He didn't. There was no reason for him to be there. He was cool. But,
Yeah, he was the coolest part of the movie, and he was added in afterwards, right? Like
yeah,
Goober had more screen time than this guy did.
Goober was the MVP of this movie. But
Well, like I had a little bit of hope that because Dr. Satan was a surgeon at a mental hospital, and what he did is he was he would like I guess mess around. I don't know what you call it. Experiment on like the retarded people, right?
yeah,
The
basically, yeah.
So when you first get to his lair or whatever, there's a bunch of like handicapped people there, and they're like
Just staring at static
snacked
TVs
or whatever.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very Outlastus. Outlastus?
So-
Sure.
Outlastively. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And then Chris Hardwick's getting the fucking... Chris Hardwick had a bad fucking time in this movie, which, to be fair, he kind of led them into everything, but...
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
And this is something I didn't understand.
Uh-huh.
So Baby's on his lap, and she's like, "Who's my favorite actress?" And he's like, "Marilyn Monroe." And I was like, "No, it's gonna be Betty Davis, whatever,"
Uh-huh.
because she's the evil version of Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. And they're fucking. That's the thing with Rob Zombie, and it was just it's all cliche, right? And
Uh-huh.
they're like proud of it. And I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
Doesn't she start ripping his scalp off?
She, like, starts to scalp him, with
Yeah.
like a razor. And I was like, oh, man, that's brutal. And then, like, the next scene, when he's getting the knife thrown, I'm like, he's bald, but it doesn't really look
Yeah.
like he's been scalped.
He's not scalped at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no blood, no nothing. He just has like wisps of hair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so she cut his hair? He was screaming because he was getting a haircut?
It's totally, when you watch it, like, she's under the flesh. Like, you can
Yeah.
see it. And then, then he's just bald. And then he gets killed by Dr. Satan. Or as he so proudly put it, Dr. Satan! when he came walking out of that, ride of killers, which featured our man, Ed Gein. Well, not our man, but, Ed Gein, who talked about in the last episode. Which, once again, another Ed Gein Texas Chainsaw thing is, which might be, it was super dark so they kill that girl's dad, and then they have her, like, chained up in the living room, and, Otis puts on a full skin suit of the dad and like comes down and makes her kiss, like he force kisses her while wearing the dad's face, and I was like, oh man. And he's like give daddy some sugar, and I was like, oh man, oh, we got an interruption. Anyway, yeah, so kissing that girl wearing the dad's face.
Yeah, he licks her and stuff, and it's just a straight ripoff of Texas Chainsaw. I feel like this whole movie was just a ripoff, even the time period.
Yeah, like it's almost the same year. Like, yeah, they pick up the hitchhiker. There's the dinner scene where they're getting tortured. Like, a whole bunch of Texas Chainsaw stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Did Captain Spaulding call them, even though they said they didn't have a phone, which they could have lied, I guess. Or was that Rufus guy just hanging out in the woods and homegirl was on the side of the road just for the fun of it?
Oh, what are you talking? Are you talking about
when they get Rainn Wilson and Chris Hardwick and the girls?
Oh,
like how did that guy know to be out there?
Well,
how did she know to be out there?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, I sort of blanked. What scene are you talking about? I'm sort of blanked out.
The very beginning.
Okay.
Where they're going to see the tree that Dr. Satan was hung from. And then homegirl's out there in the rain, and they like pick her up.
Yeah.
It's like, why is she out there?
Okay. Yeah.
And then, like, if you really want to get further deeper into it, it's like that dude's been waiting in the bushes for that long.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I imagine Dr. Spaulding had to have called them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but they didn't have a phone.
Yeah, that's what they said. But
yeah.
I thought you were talking about the scene where they just get done eating dinner, and then they're on their way out, and Rainn Wilson's like, I have the... Well, this is after the baby does a whole dance routine that the girls didn't like. Where I think the girl goes, get the fuck off of him, you fucking slutty whore. Or something. Yeah. You know, and then the baby pulls out a knife and is like, I cut your fucking tits off and shove them down your throat. And so they leave, and baby comes and like chases them out. And then Rainn Wilson gets out and has to open the gate. And then these people that are on crosses get off. They're wearing the giant heads that come.
It was cool.
It was cool, but then it was Otis. And I was like, you were just inside.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes ago. How'd you get out here? Yeah. But they got out there. Yeah. And then Rainn Wilson gets tortured in the next scene while they're dancing the brick house. So, bad time. Which then, the end credits, they play brick house, but it's laced over like just someone getting plowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, what is this?
Did you notice Rob Zombie's wife? There's a scene where she's like dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing her like famous dance that she does on like every Rob Zombie video and everything. Where it's like arms to the side and she just like shakes her hips or whatever. And I was like, I didn't realize this. I thought this came after all that. I didn't realize this was before.
Yeah, this is like the start.
So, well, get used to that dance because she does it forever.
Does it a lot. Which, there's that weird little flashback where she's like masturbating with a skeleton or something. So, sure. Which, I saw that apparently that scene was supposed to be a lot longer than it was, but the studio was like, that's enough. they were like, that's enough, Rob. It's over.
He has a style, I guess, and his style is
apparently
not, you know.
Apparently, what they've nicknamed Rob Zombie's style is Hellbilly. And
well, that's what he calls it himself.
Does he call it himself? I thought that was just like what people gave.
No, like, so it's one thing if your style is garbage. And instead of saying, hey, yeah, I realize that everything I do is garbage.
Yeah.
You know, to where you're like, you know, let's not call this hefty. You know, let's call this Hellbilly.
Yeah. He just upsets me so much where, like, he does some shit that's really cool. And then he just puts in a bunch of shit that isn't. Like, in between all the moments of, you know, the shit that was cool. Like Dr. Spaulding, he was cool. I keep saying fucking Dr. Spaulding. It's Captain Spaulding. He was cool. Skin Suit was cool. The Indian was cool.
Well, I mean, Skin Suit was a straight ripoff of, you know.
It was, but it wasn't like, you know, like it had a different twist to it.
The only cool part in this movie that I haven't seen like before is I'm going to have to say Otis shooting that dude in the head. That long, like 2 minute where I thought the movie was over.
It was 26 seconds. It felt a lot longer, but apparently that's how long it was.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I was looking for something to be moving.
Yeah.
To be like, am I just watching like a picture? You know, like
yeah.
So, but that was really cool. I'm sure the Dr. Satan thing was stolen from something else.
You think?
As, like the rest of the movie, yeah, because like nothing in this movie is you know, like original, you know, except for that, you know. So I don't know. I'm sure hopefully someone will watch it and tell me, you know. But
which fun fact, that guy playing the professor, those glasses he gave him, he couldn't see shit, and they just gave him a real axe. And luckily that girl moved out of the way on time, but they didn't take any safety precautions. That was a real actress. They were like, you know, hopefully she moves. So that was which, like, they had a $7 million budget. I feel like they could have got that guy some better glasses. So made 17 million at the box office.
They say this is a cult classic, so like the box office is one thing, but like you know, there's a reason this was on Netflix, right? Because a lot of people enjoy it. I had fun with it, right? Like after seeing the Halloweens, I was like, this is going to be garbage.
Yeah.
If there's anything good, then it'll be like a surprise or whatever. Yeah, and again, I shit on Rob Zombie, and I'm talking a lot of shit just because I'm basing it on other great horror films, you know, that we've seen. I don't know if I can do better, but you know, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, like what's the old thing? It's like you can critique a movie all you want, but then it's like he made a better movie than I have.
Yeah,
you know,
so
far, but that whole I guess we'll go into our favorite and least favorite, even though we probably already talked about it. But that was probably my favorite scene, was when they open up that shed and it just like instantly it goes into like slow motion and starts playing that like weird like country sort of mountainy song, and
like banjo, whatever.
Yeah, and then it pans in and the fucking cop gets shot through the neck by Mama Firefly, and it was just so unexpected, like that they just got slaughtered. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And then least favorite, I don't know. Probably that like I said, the black dude that was just shouting about "this is hell." So,
my least favorite is obviously Sherry Moon, but I can't really fault her because she's probably playing a character, right?
That's what I keep going back to.
It's like someone told her to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, now, I haven't watched any behind the scenes or nothing. But she could have been like, wouldn't it be cool if my character just laughed uncontrollably all the time?
Yeah.
Really loud, obnoxious laughter. And
something happened with this movie where, like, everything was lost. Like, the director's cut, there'll never be a director's cut. Like, all the behind-the-scenes stuff got lost. Like, it's just gone. And Rob Zombie loves to collect that shit because he loves putting out, like, the documentary, like, hour and a half, you know, making of and shit. I took that Halloween one, I told you, it was, like, 3 hours long. I was like, good lord. But, so yeah, it's just all gone. There's no behind the scenes.
You say it's lost. You don't think he's holding on to it to release, like, a 20-year version or something?
I don't know. We'll find out in 3 years.
Yeah.
You like my math I just did there?
So you didn't like that one guy yelling.
Yeah.
Even though it was supposed to be kind of like a commercial within a movie.
Yeah.
So, like, what was your favorite part then?
Well, I said it was the slow motion, you know, them killing the cops and stuff.
Yeah, that is a really good scene.
Yeah.
It's the best scene in the movie. But I don't. My least favorite scene, I think, is Captain Spaulding and that dude in the very beginning.
That's your
Where they're
least
talking about
favorite?
the guy getting the Klingon stuck up his ass.
Oh, that was weird. But,
Yeah,
and it was
and
like a retarded dude or something, right? Isn't that what they
he's
said?
not. That's just the character he always plays.
Well, no, I thought they said that guy was retarded,
Yeah.
and he was the same guy that he like shoves nails in his eyes, but not really. It's like the corner pencil. Yeah,
It rotates it, yeah.
yeah, and then they get robbed. Which is
But it was like the way it's not what they were saying or how they were acting. It was like the way they were trying to talk.
yeah,
It's really weird. It was like they were trying to be like old timesies,
yeah,
like Mayberry, but like throw in like talking about getting an action figure stuck him in his ass
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
It's just more than shock stuff. But
yeah.
I think I'm going on a limb here.
Okay.
I'm going to say that this movie is Rob Zombie's first movie, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that this was better than both his Halloween movies. And I think he had like a scope he wanted to go for and stuff he wanted to do, and he did it.
Uh-huh.
And I think in the Halloweens, since he kind of had to follow someone else's like role
Yeah.
or groundwork, I guess you would say, whatever,
Uh-huh.
that he couldn't be as weird and zany as he wanted. So then in moments he could, he just fucking threw all of it, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, I haven't been able to eat salt all week, so now that I can, I'm just gonna, salt up everything.
Yeah.
So, but I don't, like I said, this thing had like glimpses of genius. And then you watch Halloween, either one of his, and you're like, oof.
I wonder
Like,
if
well-
those Halloween remakes came out before or after Devil's Rejects. Like, I wonder if he went from this straight to Halloween remake.
I don't know.
Let me look it up real fast. I was gonna say though, in that robbery scene, there is also the when they make Captain Spaulding put his hands up, and he's like,
Yeah,
he has the
yeah.
middle fingers. I was like, oh man.
So, I mean, Captain Spaulding, like I said, great.
Devil's Rejects 2005. So he did make that before he did the Halloween remake.
So, like I said, we're gonna watch it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason not to. I think we should watch 31 and 3 from Hell also, but we're not gonna shoehorn ourselves into getting them all done this month. Like we did with
Yeah.
Halloween. So it might be a 2-man pod even, right?
Might be.
Both of us. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
But like, there's something there, right? Like, but this hellbilly thing, it's one of those things to where, like, if someone tells you that your style is to hit fastballs, then you'll always look for fastballs, right?
Yeah.
When then honestly, you can hit a curveball, a splitter, change up, whatever. So it's like, he's like, hellbilly, that's my style, and it's like, you could try suspense, or you know what I mean? He's like, nah,
Yeah.
hellbilly is. So
Yeah.
I don't
But anyway, yeah. Bill Mosey was good. I liked Otis. Like as an act, not as a, person. But like Captain Spaulding is good. Once again, I keep going back to Sherry Moon. I don't want to blame her. I feel like maybe it was just the character. And maybe that character, like we're over here talking about how bad the character was. But maybe the whole, maybe it was really good. Like, she did her job. She was supposed to be so annoying that, everyone would hate her. You know? This is just
I don't
me
think
trying
so.
to be optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
right? Like, that she's the,
Yeah.
fucking Jeffrey from Game of Thrones, where you just despise her
Mm-hmm.
even now. But, like, when she got in the car, she was annoying as hell.
Yeah.
When she was flirting with Rainn Wilson by herself, like, on the couch or whatever,
Uh-huh.
like, she was fine. She was normal. Everything was good.
Yeah.
And then she went back to crazy zany, just doing random stuff.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about the scene where she's yelling at the cheerleaders, and she was like, "Let's have some excitement." And
Yeah, and she's like, BABY. What does that spell?
it's just like, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she. The thing is with her, Tiny looks like a monster.
Uh-huh.
Right? Otis, you can tell is a monster by his actions because they literally show him slicing and cutting up people.
Yeah.
Right? RJ's like a weird, creepy dude out in the woods.
Yeah. Wearing a bear fucking...
But Baby is the normal one.
Uh-huh.
So she has nothing to really set her tone apart to be like, hey, this is how I'm crazy, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of had to like make her do crazy stuff to get the point across, and it just didn't, right? Like,
Yeah.
it came off as annoying, not crazy.
Yeah.
And when they should have just had her like cutting herself or something, right?
Yeah.
Like giving her like a different like insanity.
There was that weird scene before where when they get to the front door, her and Rainn Wilson, where she has to go around back. And Rainn Wilson's like staring at her dolls and like they're like whispering to him or something. And then she like pops out from the front door and scares him or whatever. Which she definitely got the wrong guy to go with her. Because Chris Hardwick looked like he was looking for any excuse he could to dick down anyone else but his girlfriend.
Yeah, to cheat on everyone.
Yeah, like even the fucking mom, who like was the most Botoxed up lady in the world. He was like, that's the one.
She's like made a career looking like that though. I feel kind of sorry for her because everyone says that about her. Like, look at this trashy slut or whatever.
Oh, that's not what I just said. She had Botox.
No, that's what everyone says. Like Stifler,
Yeah.
you know, Stifler's mom or whatever, and stuff like that. They always make her be like this trashy MILF lady.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure she's a great lady. She was pretty good in the movie. I didn't like her, because she wasn't like a horror fixture, but at the same time, she did her part.
Yeah.
It's like the other cop who gets shot in the neck by her. I think that guy was horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't buy him as a cop at all. He just seemed like some hard ass.
There was that one point where he like grabs Spaulding by the neck. And he's like, "Tell me where they are."
Yeah, and I'm like, this is just some guy they found, right?
That dude who was doing the robbery wasn't very good either.
I like the other guy.
The other guy was Tiny Dick Tim or whatever they called him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first dude was like, "I'll blow your brains out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for some reason the robber was like, "I'm counting to 10."
Yeah.
And he started counting, and that's when I was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who counts to 10 nowadays?" Like,
yeah, right. Which also, they're robbing this fucking, side of the road, and like oddities and crime, fucking museum thing. How much money they think they're getting from that cash register? Like,
well,
Hardwick and them looked like the only customers that guy had had in days.
there's another like flaw in the movie is like they stopped there to get gas, and they just happen to be making a note of all the weird side road destinations and all this, and I'm like, what? So, like, imagine those are just normal people. They get their gas, maybe get a bucket of chicken, and just leave.
Yeah.
That's why it's too Chainsaw.
Yeah. What
Like,
is
I
it?
feel-
Because Chainsaw, like, when they stop at the gas station, all they get is, like, a bag of barbecue.
Yeah.
And in this
Like,
place, they get a complimentary bucket of chicken.
Yeah, and like they get gas and everything else, and then that guy blows his tire, and I'm like,
Oh.
if that guy wasn't there, like, what would have happened?
Yeah. I was
So-
sitting with my leg all and straightened it out, and it was all cramped up. It hurt.
I don't know. Would you recommend this movie to someone?
No. I don't think a normal person would like this. You know what I mean? I feel like you have to be into horror.
The funny thing is, surprisingly enough, it has like a cult following, and a lot of women like it.
Yeah. I
I
would kind of imagine one of them weird things where like Otis is seen in like a sexual way. You know what I mean?
They say it's the gore and stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a woman and you're watching this, which is probably like 2 of you,
Shout out,
it
respect to you.
yeah, and you like this movie turns you on or whatever, does it for you? Let us know why.
Which I say that, but maybe it's also maybe they don't like watching movies where it's always like, the man or whatever is the bad guy and the woman's the person who makes it out. But in this movie, like women are just big piece of shit as the men are. So maybe they're like, fuck yeah, like maybe they want to see themselves as the villain sometimes too.
We want to be pieces of shit too.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Like I said, I had an ex-girlfriend who said she loved these movies.
Yeah.
And like, got her like, horny or whatever.
Okay.
And so like I've seen some of these like pieces of it because she would like watch them or whatever, and I'm like, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so like I said, I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway. All right. Anything else you want to talk about in this one? I was looking through my notes. It looked like we had covered everything I had written down so far.
This is just an aside or whatever. But
Okay.
do you think? Now, how can I phrase this? Now, the quality of Rob Zombie's movies.
Uh-huh.
I think we both agree that we enjoy him as an artist, right? A music.
I like his music, yeah.
Do you think that this ruins that at all?
No. I was listening to the My Durango number 95 earlier, and I was like,
Thundercat.
no, that's like the Never Gonna Stop Man, Never Gonna Stop. There you go.
But anyways,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know when people will watch this, but just so you know, at this point, Rob Zombie had just brought out a new album.
I think it was just a song.
But I think the whole album comes out soon.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah.
there's that.
There's that.
It's big, but like, and from what I heard of the one-hit song, not that great, but we'll see.
That song, I didn't think it was that bad. There is a part in the middle where it's sort of, they do like some weird guitar solo that I was like, what is this? But
well, it's one of those things where it's like you feel like stuff has to evolve,
yeah.
right? And when something doesn't evolve, you go, hey, they probably should have evolved,
Yeah.
But then at the same token, you have bands who evolve out of like the genre they're in.
Uh-huh.
So,
Welcome
This
to
is
our music
a music
podcast. Anyway.
but yeah, Sherry Moon designs clothing. She does all this stuff. She's a talented woman. She's a dancer, I think is how she got her start.
Yeah, I think that's where they met. She was a dancer at the club.
So maybe, she does a lot. She designs clothes. She does all this stuff. She's homeboy's wife.
Uh-huh.
Maybe she's just not meant to be an actress.
Well,
right?
she didn't want to be an actress. But Rob Zombie wanted her. The only movie that she's ever been in that's not a Rob Zombie movie is a Tobe Hooper movie, who directed Texas Chainsaw, who he made, I think it was called like fucking Barrel of Blood or some shit. I don't know. I was just reading it the other day. But she wasn't going to do it, but Tobe Hooper and Rob Zombie had become friends. And it was a personal favor to Rob Zombie that she would go and do that movie. Which
I don't
then...
think she was that bad in Halloween.
No, Halloween, the first one, she was fine. The second one, I just didn't like her because her character was fucking dumb. Walking around with that white horse and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, that ain't on her. So, like, I don't know. Usually these, everything she's been in, we've shitted on her for being in it. And I think majority of the time, it's not really her fault.
That's what, like, I think that's just the character. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, maybe we'll warm up to Baby in the sequel. Or not. Maybe she'll get worse. but who knows? So,
I know, like I said.
yeah. So hey, keep a lookout for the Devil's Rejects overtime coming some point.
To a
Bam.
theater near you.
To a theater near you.
Or YouTube.
Or YouTube. Yeah, either one.
Whichever, man.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, no, I don't. My OnlyFans got deleted, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, you can't put up whatever you want. So,
Anyway. Alright, well, thanks for listening. Next week, it's my pick.
Oh, yeah.
It is, yeah.
let's hear your pick, and then I can trash it a little bit.
My pick is a movie that I've told you about before, you and Bags. And it's been a while since I watched it. I've seen this one, but I wanted to watch it again. It's from 2009. It's called Triangle. Just Triangle.
They just announced a sequel for this movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think they did.
Called Square.
Yeah. I knew there was something coming. One of the Hemsworth brothers is in it. I don't remember which one. I think it's the one in Hunger Games, maybe?
Aren't they both in Hunger Games?
No.
So not Thor.
Not Thor. The one that was married to Miley Cyrus for like a week. Which...
Can't blame her.
Yeah.
I would marry Miley Cyrus.
I don't know. I would marry him.
Look at this asshole.
Yeah.
He comes in at the very end.
Yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Yeah. Look at this guy.
Look at the stained ceiling.
Maverick, I'll tell you what. Give us a lightning round. Your breakdown of this movie.
Why did you give this a 5?
Yeah. Oh.
Wait, what?
Lightning round. What do you think about the movie?
Let's see. It was slow starting off, right?
Okay.
It was
I like
when
this
it
angle,
actually
by the way.
when it actually picked up. First of all, tweets Rainn Wilson, hell of an actor. Love that dude in The Office.
Yeah.
That other dude, don't recognize.
Chris Hardwick? You don't know Chris Hardwick?
Doesn't know who
No,
Alright.
no
You've
idea.
never fallen asleep during The Walking Dead before, then.
Apparently, yeah. Wait, Chris Hardwick was in Halloween 2.
Who?
Okay, anyway, keep going.
I didn't know
Let's
it was
see.
Yeah, he's doing the interview with Weird Al Yankovic and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's the nice.
Can just talk about why they decided it was a good idea to go into that house. Like, that house was messed up, man.
You're telling me if you saw a chick that looked like that and was like, "Can you give me a ride home?" you wouldn't give her a ride home?
She was good looking, right?
Yeah, she's a 12 out of 10 for sure.
But when she got in the car and she was acting all wild, I was like, she gotta go. She gotta go.
Man, that's when things get
What are you
good.
talking- Yeah, that's when you go ahead and loosen up the belt. Then like. But
And then we got the wild, like, fucking Indian Navajo dude in the bush with the shotgun. He was like,
Yeah.
fucking shot their tire out. Well, I was like, okay. When they get kicked out of the house, right?
Okay.
They're like, all right, car's fixed, we're leaving, right? I would drive straight through that fence.
Yeah.
I would go right through it. He was like, I gotta get out and open it. I was like,
Well, did they ever show, like,
drive
was it just
through
like a chain link fence, or was it like an iron bar?
it was like wood. It
Oh.
was like lump. Like I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was a weird fence. But yeah, I was driving through it, man.
Yeah.
In that block Chevy, it looked like they were in. I don't remember. I would have went right through it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else.
All right. What is your
and
favorite,
the-
least favorite?
Favorite, least favorite, yeah.
Let's see. Favorite was
By the way, Maverick's not
probably
dead.
it was probably the intro where they just murk those two dudes,
Yeah.
right?
Fuck your
And he was
mother.
talking about his mom.
Fuck your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured
Yeah.
that would be.
Yeah, when I heard
That
it,
was
I
pretty
almost
good.
posted in chat. But
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
My least favorite was probably the whole like tomb
Oh, really?
scene, right? Yeah, I didn't like that.
We were
Like,
saying
the
how
finding the bones and shit.
we were saying how it
see-
was cool as shit.
But it
I
didn't
don't
fit
know,
the
I didn't
movie.
like it.
Yeah, we were
It
saying it was
didn't at all.
completely different than what was happening, but it was cool.
At the end though, it did take off like 0 to 100 real,
Yeah.
and then went from 100 to 1,000. Like the mud people came out. And
No,
all that
it went
stuff.
from like
Oh.
it went from 100 to the alphabet.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
completely off script.
He was
Like,
like, Dr. Satan is real.
Yeah.
Like, what?
The boogeyman, you found him. Like,
Yeah.
real quick, while we have Maverick here,
That
because we
was-
haven't mentioned it yet. Can we talk about the scene after where Tiny's eating that shit from the bowl? Where then they throw that bitch into the cage, and then just these random like laundry like golems pop out. and,
Pop
like-
up.
and I was like, where the fuck did they come from?
those are the other 3 cheerleaders.
Were they?
There was like 9 of them.
Yeah, well, 5 had gotten stolen. 2 of them were in Baby's room, and Otis had the other 3.
Oh.
And then after that, that's when you see her tied up in the thing, and then the 3 dead girls behind her.
Oh.
And then we can talk about the dude wearing the dad suit.
That was, yep.
That was wild.
Yep.
That was, yeah.
I didn't talk
That was
about.
something. He was like, give your daddy a kiss.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Ooh."
I didn't talk about how when that lady, when they go down in the tunnel, she's wearing that rabbit costume, and them dudes run up and just jack her shit. They just take her rabbit costume.
That's-
Yeah.
And then what kind of like super villain, the dude in like the red face, and like he takes the mask off and like
Yeah.
stuff comes out. I'm like,
Yeah.
get a ball now.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird, man.
Yeah.
Weird.
Anyway, last thing, what do you think about the ending with him popping up in the back seat?
That was a twist.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see that coming because I thought dude was good, but I mean, how good can you be in that situation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I almost expected it, not expecting it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
One more question if you have time. When the guy's sitting with the 1911 at the cop's head, and it goes to that really long scene, and it's like
Where it
30
seems out.
seconds, and then he like shoots him. Did you not think that was the end of the movie right there?
Yes.
Yeah, we all thought that was the end of the movie.
Here's what happens. It starts zooming out, and I go to turn my control on because I'm on the Xbox, right?
Uh-huh.
I hit, it does that zoom out, and before he shoots him, I hit the analog on the controller, and it skips the whole thing. And I was like, wow, that feels kind of short. I go back just to make sure I watched all. There's a whole nother like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I think that's the original end of the movie, and then they added all that weird, crazy Dr. Satan shit after. But I have
I
nothing
can
to say.
see that.
Yeah, because after
Yeah,
that,
I
it just
can see
goes
that.
off the rails.
Yeah.
So guys start doing donuts and cop cars and shit.
It was something. So anyway, hey Maverick, the movie for next week is it's called Triangle. It's from 2009. It's got one of the Hemsworth brothers in
What
it.
is that?
You'll find
It's,
out.
Oh,
Apparently, it's geometry. You got to bring a ruler,
Yeah.
protractor.
Yeah. I'm almost like I'm gonna link the trailer and the channel so we know what the movie is. I almost don't want anyone to watch it because this is one of the movies that's got twisty twists, and I'm afraid
Well,
the trailer would give. I guess I'll skim through the trailer and see.
Don't even post the trailer.
Just post the thing. Okay.
The movie's called Triangle.
So Triangle.
Look at Mav like doxing himself with where he works.
Yeah. That's a
are you
nasty ass ceiling.
Are you on break or something? What are you doing?
no, I'm in the office. They got me in the past. If I have to jet, you just see me hang out. They're in their offices right over there.
Oh, shit,
And
man.
if they come out, I gotta hang up real quick.
All right. Well, hey, Mary, thanks for joining us on the last couple minutes of your episode, the one you picked. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming to the greenhouse to
I
talk
don't know
with
about
us.
this belly shot. What are you trying to do here, man?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Oh.
Oh fuck! I need to tell Santa what I want for Christmas.
Oh man.
He's got the beard and everything.
Yeah, fat gnome.
Whoa, whoa.
Anyway, all right. Thanks for watching. Next week, Triangle. Keep a lookout.
Triangle.
Yeah, keep a lookout for whenever we do the Devil's Rejects. And
We plan. So hold on. Well, I know you're in the middle. Maverick, there's the sequel to this movie is them getting crazy people to hunt the crazy people from the first movie.
Yeah.
So we plan on actually watching it and doing it overtime if you want to try to get in on that.
Oh, I was just gonna do that as my next pick, but yeah, if we want to do it
Oh
overtime.
yeah. Well, you want to know who the crazy people are real fast? I told Tyler who they were.
He probably doesn't know who they
Well,
are.
he'll know one.
Well, yeah, I watched all the trailers. I know who they are. Yeah.
Oh well.
The Devil's like rejects and shit.
Well, yeah, but the people that are
And,
hunting them down.
No, I don't know the people who are hunting them. I know the people who are like.
Yeah. Number 1
Yeah.
is Danny Trejo. And then number 2 is
I saw him in the trailer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then number 2 is pro wrestler Diamond Dallas Page. So
I don't know who that is.
yeah,
Yeah, see?
well,
Yeah.
he's the master of the diamond cutter, and then Diamond Upside Down is a pussy.
Just a diamond. But anyways. And shout out, there's a hurricane coming Friday.
There's a hurricane coming.
So we might be able to film 2 or 3 podcasts in that one day.
Yeah, before we die.
Ooh.
Or if everyone takes off, maybe you can empty up your house and we'll all come over there and we'll watch. Because there's 2 movies,
Hell yeah,
2 more
yeah.
movies. We can come over, watch both of them, and then do like a big
Yeah.
hour-long thing.
Oh yeah, my house is haunted too. I'll
Y'all
tell you
got
about
a
that later
DVD
though.
player?
Yeah, Tom's house is 100% haunted, by the way.
Yeah. So
Oh no.
tell you about that in a
You
minute.
need to see him.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to just send them the clip.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyways, all right. Thanks for listening.
Clean that fucking ceiling.
Clean that
Jeez,
ceiling.
Those tiles are like $4 at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Stop
And,
nutting up on the ceiling.
That's some brown ass nut.
Ooh, it's been a while for little Mavi.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. We'll see you next week.